Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Drawing Down the Stars in our daily tarot reading. So, thank you guys for joining me today on June 25th. This is going to be a beautiful, fun day. When I was looking at the astrology, first thing I noticed is that the astrology is the same, very similar. There's been a slight shift, but we still have this profound energy of Aquarius moon. And this is sort of the defining feature for today, as well as that Cancer sun. And as well, we still have all that Cancer in our Venus and in our Mercury. And the thing is, this is an incredibly idyllic energy with the moon, an emotional energy with that sun and with our Venus and our Mercury. So everyone needs to be in this kind of feeling of just connecting with that intuition, listening to our emotions, looking to those idyllic dreams, looking to what we truly want, trying to manifest our will. You know, that's where we want to be. This is that energy. And when I was doing my meditations and thinking about what to do for today, I decided to draw another tarot card. And the card I pulled was the Empress, which I thought was quite interesting because the Empress also factored in as the final card in yesterday's reading. So seeing her show up was really intense. And it made me think, well, we really need to exemplify this energy. We really need to embody this energy. And I decided to look and see what Crowley had to say. And there was some really interesting stuff here, but one thing stood out to me immediately. It says, "It is impossible to summarize the meanings of the symbol of the woman, for this very reason, that she continually recurs in infinitely varied form, many-throned, many-minded, many-wild daughter of Zeus." I just thought that was beautiful. And this is to remind you that the divine feminine is personable and is representative of the multiplicity of matter and of perspectives. And to connect with that divine feminine is to embrace this multiplicity, is to embrace creation, the natural world, and to try to perceive things from many-sidedness. And this is that true representation of reality. It is many-sided. You know, there are many truths, many different perspectives. And only when we explore these various perspectives can we glean what the truth of reality is. Can we see reality? You know, it has to be in communication with others. It has to be through the perception and reception of the many sides, right? And the divine feminine is representative of that. That Empress is both transcendent and material. You know, she is the Virgin Mother, and she is that blaspheming whore, and all of the in between. And we need to learn to love and respect and understand her in all of her variety. You know, beautiful, beautiful message. So now let's start with our sortes. And today I wanted to bring out Crowley's Book 4. You know, I've been having a lot of synchronicities with Crowley and the Book of the Law and some of this stuff, so I thought this would be a perfect book to do the sortes from. So we're going to start here. And for those of you who are unaware, the sortes is a form of bibliomancy. That is divination through literature. And it comes out of the Greco-Roman tradition. We invoke the spirit of the muses, the goddesses of inspiration. We ask them to guide our hand and to send us a message from within the text. All right, let us go. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? How do we best move and flow? What are the words to take with us today? All right. This gives an account in poetic language of the struggle of the human and divine elements and the consciousness of man, giving their harmony, following up the victory of the latter. Wow. This gives an account in poetic language of the struggle of the human and divine elements and the consciousness of man. This is that flesh versus the soul, you know, if we're going through the words of Hermann Hesse. Right? It's that desire to be in creation and the desire to retreat from creation. The grand paradox. But there's giving a harmony and following up the victory of the latter. The harmony is learning to go and flow, to learn the lessons you need to learn, to follow the Tao, right? The way, to figure out where you're meant to go and to learn the lessons you're meant to learn, right? And eventually you will return to the one, but you have to experience Pan first, right? All right, let us continue. All right, we're going to go to my good friend Graham's The Shape of My Will. I've been loving this text for Sortes. It's been so rewarding. And I know it will be rewarding today. So muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? How do we best move and flow? What should we take from this text today? You held up your hands to approximate its size. You held up your hands to approximate its size. I think this idea of recognizing the Hermetic axiom. This idea that that which is above is the same as that which is below. That we see all of reality as a reflection through the body. The body is the medium through which we perceive reality. And so everything in our personal understanding has to be mitigated through the body, compared and approximated through our physical receptors. You know, and it's important that we understand this. We have to approximate everything, right? We are perceiving reality through the veil of the physical self. Wow. Well, what do I mean by you must find Pan first? Not find Pan, experience Pan. Pan is the all. You have to go through the totality of experience, run its course. All right, let us continue. We're going to go to Hermann Hesse, Narcissus and Goldman. All right. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? How do we move and flow? Okay, this is beautiful. He was gripped by pity for these animals and by a sad annoyance with human beings. Don't I ever relate to this? Oh my gosh. He was gripped by a pity for these animals and by a sad annoyance with human beings. I think this is just describing so much of the reality of our situation, you know? Some of us are attempting or trying to take responsibility, while other people refuse. Abjectly refuse. And this is such a difficult situation. And we all see the suffering that comes as a result of people not taking responsibility. Wow. Interesting. Something to think on. All right, we're going to go to Chapman's Homer. The Iliad and the Odyssey. I highly recommend everyone actually read these. They're a fun ride, and there's so much mystery to be had. Let's see. All right. Of that great artist, that of heaven is free. Of that great artist, that of heaven is free. Wow. This is telling you directly, the great muse is Urania. It's Aphrodite Urania, the great heavens, that goddess of the heavens, Nuit, right? And the great artist is the one who can communicate with the heavens itself. It's the one who can draw down the stars and be inspired, who can move and flow and perceive that. Of that great artist, that of heaven is free. There's a free flowing love. There's a free connection. Heaven is accessible to the great artist. Wow. We're now going to go to a very special book for me. This was a textbook I had for a class called Aesthetics of Indian Philosophy. And it was one of the most rewarding courses I've ever taken in my life. Dr. Harsha Deheja is an incredible author, and I think everyone should read his work. So, Leaves of the People Tree. All right. Muses, what is the inspiration? How do we best move and flow? Inspire us. What's the message? These objects of beauty which enrich daily life and living are part of the many living traditions. Wow. These objects of beauty which enrich daily life and living are part of the many living traditions. It's really important that we see the beauty in the natural world and we recognize these living traditions, these living unfolding things, and that we are connected to the real world. So much of these mystical traditions can potentially fall into traps of nihilism and rejection of the natural world, rejection of that which is created, rejection of art and beauty. But art and beauty is a living tradition. It's a living thing that exists within the world. And it should be respected, and it's something that can be engaged with and perceived and can be transformative. Wow, I love that. These objects of beauty which enrich daily life and living are part of the many living traditions. Beautiful. All right. We are now going to go to my good friend Gast Boucher in their book, Anarch. This book is so incredible. My good friend Gran and I have done 2 episodes of Searching for Dragons on this book, and we could probably do 7 or 8 more. All right. So we're going to ask the muses, guide my hand. What is the message from Gast? How do we best move and flow? What is the inspiration? The fiend to our pretender, the opponent to our challenger, the merchant of the nothing that turns us into something. The fiend to our pretender, the opponent to our challenger, the merchant of the nothing that turns us into something. Wow. You must overthrow the tyrant. You must learn to engage with reality in that transformative way, right? And recognize that it's always 2. Reality comes in 2-fold. It can be that war or it can be that love, but both will transform you. And the opponent is as important as the lover in the expansion of the self, right? And how we learn to move and go forward in the natural world. We have to face that other. We have to gaze at what we are afraid of, and we have to confront it. You have to slay the tyrant if you want to be free, right? It's a very profound thing. And it's one of these things that by overcoming the struggle, you are transformed and you are evolved into something greater. You know, and any person who's truly walking the path will be challenged. You know, anyone doing anything great will face challenges, will face hatred, you know, and this is one of the signs that you're walking the true path. Pay attention and learn to face these demons, right? They're here for a reason, and there's a lesson to be learned, something to be overcome. Beautiful. All right. We're now going to go to Chthonic Gnosis. This is an incredible book discussing the philosophy of Ludwig Klages. Got this from Theon Publishing. I really like that publishing house. Specifically, the more philosophical texts. They do have a lot of like manuals on ritual stuff, which is fine, but you know, I love the philosophy stuff. And Ludwig Klages is amazing. So, all right. Let us flip through this text. Muses, guide my hand. What is the inspiration? What is the message for community? What should we take going forward? Three conclusions can be drawn from this. The world can be justified as an aesthetic phenomenon only. All attempts to base it on morality have miscarried so far, and now we will understand why it has to be so. Wow. The world can be justified as an aesthetic phenomenon only. All attempts to base it on morality have miscarried so far, and now we must understand why it has to be so. The world is an aesthetic phenomenon. It is something to be perceived, to be experienced. This is a really profound thing. And it is beyond morality, right? This is why something like love under will is so important. Because even though reality is not defined by love, it is defined by will. It is through love that we expand and overcome. Deep, deep things to consider and to think on. Wow. I love it. Thank you so much, Glages. All right. We're now going to move to our fairy guides. You know, I've been talking a lot with a good friend of mine, Fish, about a particular dragon, Jim Henson. And Jim Henson is such an incredible magician, and a lot of people don't even recognize it. I didn't even recognize it. And now I'm looking back and I recognize that the Labyrinth was my first exposure to a lot of this magical stuff. And then I was thinking, and we started looking into Brian Froud and his wife, and recognize that they are both incredible magicians, and you know, who have been on this path and have been invoking the fairies the whole time. So it's interesting. And here's our message. Magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. This is that abundance. This is that abundance. You're being guided. You're being led. Well, I highly recommend everyone go listen to the Rainbow Connection. Really listen to the Rainbow Connection. And you will hear the muse. All right. We're now going to go to the Ganapati Oracle. All right. Ganesha, what is the message? What is the inspiration? Okay. Belonging. It's beautiful, right? Learning to be in community, learning to listen and learn from others and to share with others, right? Powerful, powerful stuff. And that also connects with our fairy card, right? We have the blessing and we have enough to give, to share. So we should be in that community, giving and receiving, you know, that powerful cup energy. Wow. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. If you could all just do me a huge favor and give me a quick like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference. The likes really do affect the algorithm. And it is just a nice little blessing and some good karma. I would appreciate it. And if you are interested in a private reading, you can send me an email at snappyddts@gmail.com, or you can message me at Lady Snappy or Snappy on Discord on the Myth and Lore server. You'll find the link in the description below as well. So now we're going to go to our tarot reading proper. As always, we use the Lady Frida Harris and Aleister Crowley deck, the Thoth Tarot. And we're going to do the Saturn Square, which is we divide our life up onto the plate. We dissect it. We examine all of the conflicts, all of the inner workings, and we ask the muses to help us move and flow. What do we need to learn? What do we need to engage with? How do we best evolve and go forward? What is the message? All right. We cut our deck into 3, and the middle card is always the most important. Okay, our center card for today. Indolence. This is an interesting card with all of those last two oracle guidance we just received, because the message from the oracle guidance was to be in belonging and to be sharing, to be spreading the love, to be in this community. And what do we see here? But that energy of not sharing and not receiving, right? What we see here is there's only 4 cups, and they're in their own kind of world. And then we have all these other cups that are without water, that aren't a part of it. And the area all around them is desolate. So this is the message, is to share your blessing. You know, you have to engage in community and also recognize that maybe you're giving too much to some, you know, and there's other people who need it and who could be supportive of you, you know. So it's a beautiful energy and a really powerful energy to have as our center. Let's see where this goes. Powerful, powerful energy. Capricorn energy, the devil, right? There's two sides to this card. The devil gives you what you want, right? He gives you the power to descend the mountain and to put yourself among the stars, if that's what you ask for. But whatever you ask for, he will give you, and it may destroy you, right? You may imprison yourself through your own desires. The devil just gives you what you want. It's up to you what you do with it. Be careful what you ask for. Connected to this energy, what I'm seeing here is there was an ask for this kind of community. There is a desire to be in this energy. Why aren't you sharing more? Why are you showing up in this kind of negative space? Let's see where this is going. Yeah, mental cruelty. There's a fear here, right? Sometimes what we desire community, we desire love, we desire friendship. Then what is preventing that? Our own doubts, our own cruelty. I'm not good enough. People won't like me. People will hate me. People will doubt me. You know? 9 of Swords, right? This is profound energy. The 9 is the most powerful number in the Pythagorean number system, right? Just before you complete the cycle to 10. Seeing it here in the swords in that suit of the air, this is our conflicts. This is our mental state. This is that deep, deep cruelty of the self. Believing you're not worthy. Believing you can't. Wow. So this is what this indolence is really about, is that these cups here, these loving supports are that. They're a comfort and a protection, you know? And we're staying there because we're afraid and we're cruel and we don't believe that we should connect with these other people, and we can connect with these other people, even though we're asking for this. We desire all this. We're bringing all this attention. Interesting. Let's see where this goes. All right, yeah. If you're wondering if this is about wish fulfillment, this is about wish fulfillment. Connected to that indolence is the star. You asked for love. We asked for this. We wanted community. We wanted that flow. We wanted to draw down that water from the stars. Deep Aquarian energy, right? Transformative energy. And connected to that indolence is the people are coming in, that love is coming in, but you are not open to receiving it. Let's continue. Yeah. There's a tower moment here, too. So what I'm seeing is that there was a falling out with this wish fulfillment energy. You know, this wish fulfillment energy, trying to connect to that divine goddess, that star, to manifest your desire, to really engage, you know, with that Luciferian transformative energy. It caused an upset that you were not expecting. You know, when we engage with the muse, when we walk this path, it is not all easy. And when you ask for big things must change. And that means your foundation may be upset. Your rug may be pulled out from under you, right? The tower is that energy of unforeseen circumstances, the falling apart of things that were built, being caught off guard, you know? It's intense energy, and it's related to this. You brought this on. You asked for this in many ways. In order to gain what you desire, this had to fall. Let's continue. Yeah, profound transformative change, right? We must learn to adapt and flow with this. You must be the boat that can ride above and flow with this change, because this means that there's going to be physical transformation in your real world. New jobs, new people, new relationships, maybe even moving. And it is about this wish. You asked for this. You wanted all of this, and it is coming in quick, and it is coming with some intense energy. But it is not negative energy. This needs to fall in order for this to come. And you got to ride and adapt to this change. You always got to move and flow, and you got to learn to adapt, right? The world is always transforming. And this is good transformation. You want this. All right, let's see where this energy is going. Wow. Yeah. Who draws down the stars? Who is asking for community? It's that passionate knight. It's the one who goes out and is seeking it. You're in this energy of, this is what I desire. This is what I want. I want love. I want community. I want this connection to that divine feminine. I want it all. And you're going out to get it, but there's that indolence, right? There's that indolence still. Let's continue. On our right, this knight is extraordinarily successful, right? This Knight of Wands is manifesting their will. It's manifesting their desire. They're bringing that love in, and it is incredibly successful. 6 is the most balanced number in the Pythagorean number system, right? The most secure, the most able to be that profound foundation of growth and success and transformation. So the Knight is doing it. The Knight is doing it. He's doing everything he desires to do. Beautiful. Let's see it. And it's not just you showing up in that energy of the fire. There's the water here too. There's this also this deep desire to share, right? In love. It's like, this is such a beautiful, powerful energy to come together. But, you know, on one hand, it's conflict. It's love and war, right? We were just talking about this. Oh, wow. Right? This is that energy that needs to come together in harmony and work, right? And it's this energy that's going to bring this community in, that's going to bring this wish fulfillment. We just need to learn how to move beyond the upsets, move and flow and adapt, and overcome this, the fear of community, the fear of sharing, the fear of being vulnerable. Learn to move beyond our comfort zone, to give more love, to bring more love in. That's what you want. That's what you need. All right. Now let us continue by tilting our camera, and we're going to look at our top down and our cross. Okay. So 1 second here. And here we go. And as always, please give me another like and subscribe if you haven't yet. The likes really do make a big difference in the algorithm, and it's a lovely little blessing. Good karma. Thanks for listening to my diatribe. All right. Now let's do our top down. So here, right, it's this connecting to this Luciferian energy of getting what you want, of manifesting your will, of climbing that mountain, of building something tangible and real that's causing both this incredible success, but also this incredible upset. And it needs to be balanced, right? The message of the devil is always dote and antidote, to learn to walk between the poles, to learn how to take responsibility, to be wise, to understand what you're asking for, right? So what I'm seeing here is just profound, intense energy of upset and growth at the same time. You know, wow. So there is a lot of challenges here, and it can go either way, right? It can go either way. The key is to learn how to be responsible and in balance, to be that secure in yourself, to be practical and thoughtful now, you know, to not allow yourself to be bound down by your own wish fulfillment, right? Remember, the devil just gives you what you want. It's up to you what you do with it and what you ask for, you know? Success can sometimes be the greatest danger if you don't know how to handle it, you know? People go crazy with success. We've all seen it. We can all think of people, you know? And the devil brings success, but he also brings transformation, unforeseen transformation. You know, as you ascend the hill and you rise, there will be all kinds of negativity that follows. That's just part and parcel of this journey of transformation. All right, let's continue. Right? That indolence energy, that night energy, that wish fulfillment energy, right? That night is looking and seeking out love and desire and is manifesting it. but they're still unable to be in this proper sharing and flow. Okay? When we do this here now, we have that cruelty. We're afraid to change. We're afraid. You know, change is always an upset. It's a breaking of patterns. And the biggest thing is always the self that holds us back, because we become secure in our routines. We become secure in our surroundings. We don't want to adapt because we know that this worked. But the question is it working? Is it truly working? We need to always be adapting and flowing and constantly reflecting upon what we're doing. You can't just stay put. You cannot stay in the same patterns. Patterns only work for a certain amount of time, and then they run their course, you know, and you have to learn how to adapt to them. And there's this cruelty that you're holding yourself back, an inability to believe that you can change, that you can transform, that you can do this. And it's very deep and emotional here, you know. This Knight of Cups energy is really wanting to go out and to give love, you know, to really share and to be able to be that provider. But there is this deep, deep, deep self-doubt, you know, imposter syndrome. But there's change coming. You're doing it. You are doing it, you know. Let's see where the crosses are going. So we'll first do this one. Change to indolence to success, right? This is changing, and the success is coming in. We just need to learn to flow better, right? Learning to flow and adapt to take what we're doing and move, and to share, to really be in that community, right? We need to learn generosity. We need to learn how to be open and to share. Next, we're going to do this one. So this night energy that's coming in, that's changing everything up, it's related to this. What I'm seeing is there's a shift, right? We're moving away from this kind of energy of the cup bearer who is, well, what we're seeing is that this upset is bringing in, we're changing this so that we can be the one who shares love. We can be this energy who gives, but we have to overcome this tower moment. We have to overcome these losses. You know, we can't just, if you really want to have love, you have to invest in love. You have to be that knight that goes out into the world, that connects with people, that tells them, right? It's a give and receive thing. And the knight is the one who goes out and gives. He shares his cup of love with others, you know? So this tower moment, it needs to be faced. There's going to be loss. There's going to be transformation, but there's going to be, we need to overcome this showing up in a not flowing way. You know, this is the center issue here. We have all this desire for love and community, for growth, for wish fulfillment, but we're not accepting it. We are in that mental cruelty, you know, and it's bringing some suffering. But at the end of the day, we still have this wish fulfillment coming in. We still have this success. We still have this change. It's just about flow, right? The message here is to learn to flow and to adapt, right? To let go of what no longer works and to try something different. All right. Intense message today, but a beautiful one. I hope that was helpful for you all. Now I'm going to do one final sorties for the evening. We're going to go back to the Book of Thoth today. All right. What is the message, muses? What can Crowley teach us today? What do we leave our community with? Oh my gosh. Okay. And he saith, is not life a long initiation unto sorrow? And is not Isis the lady of sorrow? And she is my mother. Nature is her name. Wow. And he saith, is not life a long initiation unto sorrow? And is not Isis the lady of sorrow? And she is my mother. Nature is her name. That is so beautiful. Nature is her name. And you have to learn to love her in spite of the suffering. You don't reject her. You don't try to blow out the candle. You go in that continuous flow. All right, everyone. Peace and love, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.